So after Strawberry Field, we went to kind of like the area where John and Paul first met, and there's
a lot there.
A lot, just like in the small village area. So
it gives you an idea again for like these were just like a bunch of boys who probably didn't want to even travel too far to go places, right? They didn't have cars or anything.
Sure, yeah, they rode the bus a lot.
The top of the bus.
Oh yeah, we learned all
to avoid
the tips
paying
and
the
tricks.
wages. Yeah.
So the first place we went, it's kind of confusing because the names of the schools have changed. And like the churches and stuff. So Ricky took us first to the playground area.
Yeah.
Where Paul first saw John
saw him playing,
with the quarrymen at the garden fete.
Yes. Nice.
Nice. It was crazy. It was like gated, so we couldn't like actually stand there or anything.
Yeah.
The thing is, for the tour, I took photos of everything, but once we got there, like I took a video, I guess I'll insert it. But once we got there, I was literally just like, whoa, and I turned my phone off because I like just had to look at it and like not take a photo of it.
Because it was so cool. It's nothing. It's just like a little
green
playground,
grass
green area. Yeah. But you can totally just imagine, I don't know.
Like just a small stage there. Because they all pulled in tractors. And then like just a stage there. And I mean, I've seen the movie is it Nowhere Boy or Nowhere Man?
That's the one with the Quicksilver guy?
Yeah.
I never saw it. I don't know.
I think it must be called Nowhere Man. But I want to call it Nowhere Boy.
But isn't it about his life growing up?
Yeah.
So it could be Nowhere Boy, right?
I don't remember what it's called. So I've seen that, so like I can visualize like what the scene is supposed to look like. And then like I've seen the music video for Paul's song Early Days. So then I like kind of knew what it was going to be, but then you get there and you're just like, this is literally just a grassy area at a school where kids play for recess, but that's where freaking Paul McCartney and John Lennon like first kind of saw each other like play music and stuff. Just crazy.
It's funny like that. Well, that's the whole thing with the Beatles and like doing this tour. You start to really realize they were just four boys. That's it. There's just four lads from Liverpool who ended up becoming the best band ever. That's it. You know, every meeting spot that they had and every like first thing here or there, it's all insignificant, really. Like it's just the most mundane little like things like that. You know, just some grass so people could stand on while like some little skiffle band was playing, right? But, to us, it's not just that anymore because it holds so much significance, right? But it's not like there's no plaques there or anything. Like,
yeah, I had to turn my phone off because I looked at it and I was just like that, like the course of history has just changed completely. The world would not be the same. After we kind of took our time there, we walked back down the path and then we turned right into a cemetery. The first grave we saw was Uncle George.
Uncle George, yeah. I think John's uncle.
Yes.
Who's married to Mimi?
Who's married to Mimi,
is that right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So that was the first one we saw. And we kept walking a little bit, and then we saw Eleanor Rigby's grave.
I knew that one was coming, because I had read that. I knew Eleanor Rigby's grave was close to where they met.
Actually, what we forgot to say is that the whole time that we were there, other tour groups were coming and going. There was a bike tour that was there seconds before we were there. Like there's so many other tour companies that
so there's bike tour there. Then like at Strawberry Fields, just as we were leaving, the Magical Mystery Tour I think pulled up there.
There's a girl playing like a ukulele or like a guitar
something.
There's just so many people there for Beatles tourism. It's like actually insane.
So, which ties well. We asked Ricky about like Beatles stuff in Liverpool. He told us the last year, Beatles tourism alone, I think it is, brought £85 million to Liverpool. Something like that.
It's crazy.
Like, this is a band that stopped being a band 50 fucking years ago. Like, what?
Okay, so across the street from that school/church was St. Peter's Parish.
The hall?
Yes. All the names are just like confusing because some of them change around, right? And then different sources say different things. I believe it was called St. Peter's though. So what Momo kind of said before about like things being unassuming and there's no like big plaque or statue to be like, this is like where John stepped on this day.
John stepped on a piece of dog shit right here, and it'd be like neon signs or something. No.
This place did actually have a very, very small plaque, and I got so emotional with reading it. It was just like the silhouette of the skiffle group, and it said, like, in this hall on this day, is where John and Paul met. And then I had the quote, oh my god, it says, oh my god, what does it say? I don't want to mess it up. It said, that was the day I met Paul, that it started moving.
I think so.
And it's just like, oh, it's so sweet. So what did Ricky say about that place? Is that where they, like, brushed each other?
He said, there's, like... Okay, here was the thing with, like... So, Ricky had, like, a lot of insider info that he claimed. I'm skeptical of taking everything at face value, but he seemed to have, like, a lot of things to say about the way that the books talk about the things, right? So it's hard to, like, say,
it's hard to say because he's getting the information from people who were, like, there or, like, heard stories from people who were there, but then of course people's memories can get all fogged up and stuff. But I think he was saying that that's where, like, John pushed him out of the way. Like their first interaction or whatever, like John was on the way to go play or something. Like I think that Ivan was the friend who introduced John and Paul, and then he like maybe brought Paul, but John was on the way to go. I don't know what it. But yeah, it was that.
There's like a million.
That's the spot where they like either had their first interaction or they like actually met for the first.
Well, I think that's also the hall where allegedly that they like.
Oh, okay.
Like that Paul would have sat down and like played John's guitar. He actually started tuning it, didn't he? And they were like.
Okay.
They're like, what the hell is this guy
doing? Sorry, our tour was a while ago, so like things are kind of blowing together. But yeah, that whole area was literally just across the street. Like, there were so many things that were just so close. It was like where they first met Uncle George's grave, Eleanor Rigby's grave. Across the street was the hall where they first met.
So it was at that point in the tour, and just like in general, this whole tour just like really cemented in me this idea of how myths and kind of legends just always end up. It's hard to say what was factual with some stuff that happened so long ago. And even with something like this that only happened 50 years ago, and we have photographs and videos of so much stuff. Obviously not as much back then that we do now of stuff. But even like already there's so much he said, she said. Yeah. Right? It's mind-boggling to try to even piece together and go like, okay, I think this is actually what happened. It's like, no, you don't actually know. So it really goes to show how quickly these things can turn into like urban legends and stuff, right?
After St. Peter's, he said that this part wasn't on the tour. So he drove us to another cemetery. Didn't say anything again about where we were going. And we just like walk up to a grave, like the tiniest little headstone
I've ever seen. Most unassuming thing ever.
And it just, I forget what it says, but it was Julia's grave. I think it said, like, mummy, and then, like, her kids'
I think that's it. I think that is all it said.
And that was it. It didn't even say, like, Julia Lennon. We stayed there and chatted for, like, a little bit. That's where he showed us the photos of
his dad and his uncle.
Yeah, with the Beatles. So crazy. It was so clear.
That's the thing, yeah. It was a really vivid,
yeah. You just look at it and you're like...
You look at a lot of photos from there, they're very grainy, right? But that one was, like, a very so proper, clear image. Never seen it online before.
And then just imagine, like, your mom has all these photos of you, right? And they're just in photo albums.
Yeah.
You're holding literally that kind of material, but it's the Beatles. It's not one that you see on your phone or you see online. It's like an actual developed photo.
Yeah.